Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show with your boy, Brother Mike. I will be your host, and today's show is being sponsored by A1 Accounting. Let A1 Accounting take care of all your financial needs and financial planning. Call John Telepis at 443-502-8595. That's A1 Accounting, John Telepis, 443-502-8595. Okay, so we're back with another show, and as you guys can see, we have someone sitting here with us that you might not be familiar with. So this is our newest team member, Miss Amber Morgan. Amber, welcome to the Black Bottom Man team, and welcome to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. Amber is an educator in financial literacy, and we are just thrilled to not only have her on today's show, but to have her as a part of a team. So again, Amber, welcome to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How's it feel to be here with us, Amber?
It's awesome. I love the energy.
Yes, and that's why we are so thrilled to have you here. You guys are going to see Amber has great energy, and she not only is going to deliver that today through the radio show, but you're going to soon learn in the future when you check out further information dealing with her, from videos to so forth and so on. She brings that same energy to help educate you about financial literacy. Yes, and as usual, beside her, one of my awesome team members and my co-host today, Mr. Derek Woodson.
Well, all right.
All right, brother. Derek is in the building. How you doing today, Miss Woodson?
I'm cooling.
You cooling?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, brother, to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. So listen, so this is Amber's first show, so we wanted to start this off with something that we feel everybody can relate to. Mm-hmm. Okay, now this particular show was sent in to us through Gmail. If you have a topic idea that you would like us to cover on the Black Bottom Man Radio Show, make sure you email us at thebbdradioshow@gmail.com. That's thebbdradioshow@gmail.com, and you'll see it right about here on the screen. So email us topics, and we'll try to cover it. So this particular topic was actually sent in from one of our audience members.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah, the audience members want to hear some things. We always put it out there, and if they want anything for us to discuss, let us know.
I know, that's right.
This is going to be a little juicy one. This is a show you don't want to miss.
Absolutely.
All right, so today's show is going to be on 10 things that you need to know about haters. 10 things to know about haters. I'm almost excited about this myself. I love learning. Y'all know this. Some of these topics were actually taken off of a particular channel on YouTube. I believe the young lady's channel is called Allure. Don't quote me on it. But we did a little research on several different, ways to approach this. So I kind of liked her approach. So we're kind of taking a little bit from that and the things that we can relate to. So, we've had people calling in and saying, listen, can you guys do a show about these haters I deal with all the time?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, evidently this is something that's affecting a lot of people. So we thought we'd go ahead and do a show and kind of go over 10 things that you should know about your haters. Just off the top of my head, have you guys experienced hating in your careers, in your life? Or?
It's a yes for me.
So yes?
Yeah, it's a yes for me
That's
as well.
a yes for you as well?
Yes.
All right, Amber's starting off great.
Life and in career. So.
All right, that's what's up. So without further ado, let's just get into this, right?
All right.
Please do.
All right, so we got 10 things to know about your haters. Number one, if they could do what you do, they would have already done it.
Oh, wow.
It's been a great show, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
God bless you guys. Yeah.
Oh, straight from the muscle. How about that? If they could do what you do, they would have already done it. All right, so it says success and haters go hand in hand. In fact, it's an indicator that you're on the right path and that you're doing something great if you have haters. While you're on the playing field making moves, they're on the sidelines spectating and criticizing as they watch you make moves that they wish they could.
Plotting.
Yeah. Any experience with that? And I mean, you don't have to give names and details, but
Names and dates and numbers.
Right, names, dates, and numbers. We won't call everybody out on national social media, but this does seem a little familiar to me. I can say I've experienced this. What about you guys?
I definitely have. Not to, jump in so
No,
readily.
go for it. Get your feet
no,
wet.
no,
Water's
please
warm.
do.
Jump on in.
Please do.
Right. So, in my career path, I've, worn many hats, and especially with females, I do know that I've
Oh,
experienced.
I'm so glad you said that.
I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I mean? Right? I'm gonna keep it real. Females, we tend to, me personally, I won't speak for everyone,
Right.
but we tend to kind of overthink things,
Okay.
and I'm more of a go with the flow type person. And when you have someone in your career, your field, your workplace, whatever have you, trying to give those tidbits and always, micromanaging. Have noticed,
Micromanaging.
yes, I
I'm
have
familiar
noticed
with
it's
that.
a little bit more with females.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. I'm definitely going to agree with you on that, but I'm so glad you said it, not me.
Hey,
Right.
It doesn't go over very good when the guys say it. They be
Right.
like, y'all just some haters. Like, no, we're talking about y'all hating.
Right,
Bashing
right.
us.
Derek Woodson.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Before you start, let me ask you this. Do you believe that to be a true statement? If they could do what you do, they would have already done it.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
I believe in that too. I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I have like my particular thing is just when you try to grow, it's like they don't let you grow. They always got you by the coattail, keeping you with them. And when you showing them certain things, instead of them embracing you, telling that you can do better,
Right.
well, man, what he doing that I didn't do already? Why
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Okay,
right.
yeah.
It's like those snares all the time. Man, I did that before.
Right.
Oh,
right.
you just find out? Oh, you late. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, man, congratulations.
Right.
Right.
You can smell the hate.
You can smell it. You can definitely feel it. It is
bad
an energy.
stench.
It's a bad energy. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
you feel on. I love how they said, but it's also an indicator that you're on the right path.
Ooh.
Like, let's get a bell for that.
Right, right.
Because nobody hates on you if you're not doing anything.
You're right.
know?
What's there to look at?
What's
You know
there
what
to
I
look
mean?
at?
Yeah.
Like if you're doing what everybody else doing and it seems to be nothing about you that's outside the box or extraordinary, right? There's no hate that comes with it. So
Right.
I kind of think that's probably true. That
Very poignant.
if you got some haters, then that may be an indicator that you are on the right path. Interesting.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. So as you can see, everybody, this is going to be one of those shows. Number one's already got us like, that's a little deep. Now, if there are any haters out here and you're watching this show,
Oh, wow. Shots fired.
yeah, I hope you grow from this. Hopefully this will wake you up as well, because whether it wakes you up or not, it's going to wake up the people around you to know that it's you. So don't be that person.
Absolutely.
All right. Number 2. They want to bring you down to justify their mediocre life. Ooh-wee. They want to bring you down to justify their mediocre life. All right. So it says if you are passionate about something and hustling your way through to success, you don't have time to hate on others.
Right.
Hating on others is actually quite time consuming.
It is.
Right? Never take time out to concern yourself with what's going on in someone else's life. Haters want you to fail so they can feel better about their life. Oh, my God. There's some fire in here today. What do you guys think about that? You think like when people are hating, it has to do with that they see your life as being a little more extraordinary compared to theirs? And everything that you do, that they feel you're having success, is a reminder to them that they're so average and mediocre.
I'm gonna let her shine. She started off very well. We're gonna let her shine.
I don't know if I've really, took the time to really notice that, to be honest,
Y'all heard that
you
bell?
know what I mean? Like, I know the first one I said, no,
Amber
I
said,
do.
I can't even see you.
Honestly, because I know, like, for me personally, like I said, for the first one, in my experience, it has been more the females. Male are haters as well.
Yes.
Like, don't get it twisted. Males, I've encountered that as well.
Oh, yeah.
But it tends to be a little bit more on the female side and a little bit more quicker, a little more noticeable with the passive aggressiveness, I should say.
Okay.
But as far as someone looking at me and trying to, I guess belittle me or trying to, compare me with them, I really haven't encountered that so far. Or maybe I have encountered it and I just hadn't entertained it.
Yeah, you probably
Period.
just haven't heard about it. You know,
Right.
it usually happens if you're doing something that's different from your background.
Right.
The community of people you came up around. You get what I mean? So if I'm just trying to think of an example. So let's say, you know, it's the boys, everybody's playing sports, but then
Right.
your son plays the violin. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I see.
You get what I mean?
Right,
You know,
right,
so
right.
It's you know, as time goes on, let's say the sports come to an end, right? High school, college, they don't go pro.
Right.
But then your son is, you know, he's playing for the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra.
Right, right.
His life is looking extraordinary. Theirs is now looking very average,
Right.
mediocre. So it could be some hating coming involved because it's a reminder that they're not exploring life the way that you are.
You're right. You know, I might have, like I said, I probably have, but I'm also the type of person that, you know, I don't entertain, you know, a lot of that stuff,
Right.
really at all. So for someone to actually come, it might have been, probably honestly behind my back.
Oh yeah,
True.
That's
But
where
no
most of
one's-
it takes place.
Yeah, that's the thing, because no one that I know of, you know, is gonna just come out and say something to my face just because I'm
Right.
just very honest. You know, I keep it real, so I'm just like, oh, okay, you know,
Yeah.
if you want to say something, that's fine, but just
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
like you said,
I think
shots
most
fired.
of the haters definitely
Right,
don't
right.
say nothing to your face.
right. I'm just keep
She's
it
a
real.
little feisty, y'all. She's
Yeah.
a little
I just keep it
feisty.
real.
And we like that at the Black Body Man
Yes,
Radio Show.
sir.
So when you guys see this video, you know, on YouTube at the Black Body Man channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Feel free to comment about situations you've had and how these particular statements apply to your life. Because remember, these are things that we're saying you need to know about haters. You know what I mean? That way you
Right.
kind of get an idea of where the angle of hating is coming from. We're giving you some of these examples of how they could be hating
And
on you.
tools.
Yes, and tools. But I love how it says, you know, they want to bring you down to justify their mediocre life.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
You know, because to me, in that statement, it's not saying that you think their life is mediocre. It's saying they think it is.
Right,
You
right,
get what I mean? And that's
right.
why your life looks so exciting to them. When in all reality, you may feel that your life is mediocre.
Right.
Right,
You get what
right,
I mean?
yeah, right.
They're the ones, you know, so it seems to deal with a lot of people being inside their own minds.
But a lot of the hate is in-house because when you're dealing with a person you don't know, of course they can say whatever they want to say, and it's not
Right.
going to bother you. You don't have to never see that person again. But when it's in-house, like an aunt or a brother or a
Right.
cousin, where you
Right.
well, Stevie did that. John ain't do nothing like that. He could run faster than him. You're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Day 2 and 3 going to the party.
Yeah,
What are you
right, right.
talking about? It's too early for that. You know what I mean? It's too early for that.
Right.
But it hurts more when it's in-house because you don't want to disrespect a family member, but you like sometimes be like, look, man,
Right,
you got
yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
Somewhere we got to draw the line where you got to grow up or I got to stay away from it. You don't want to separate yourself from your kinship.
Right.
So therefore you try to find a common denominator to fix it because after a while you become bitter just with them. You'll be bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you come to a family reunion, something like that, your face broke down, you got your grandmother, they want to hug you like,
Right.
man, I don't even want to be here.
Yeah, I think it's hurtful, and I've always stood strong on believing that your first experiences, at a minimum, with hatred
Right.
usually comes from family and friends.
Absolutely, it
Because
does.
strangers don't tend to hate on you because they don't know you. They don't
Right.
have any judgment on you. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
If you won $2 million and you went and told a stranger, like, hey, man, how you doing today? Oh, I'm great, man. I just won $2 million. They're like, wow, man,
You're right.
congratulations, right?
Awesome.
But go tell your family that.
You're right.
Right?
You're right. You're
Yeah,
you're
remember your
100%.
mom
Yeah.
bought that $20 in that bag of rice about
Right.
10
You're going to
years
start
ago.
getting reminded of all the things they did for you.
Right, right.
Like,
Hey.
you know, you won, huh? Oh, yeah, I did. Was that day I gave you a ride to the store?
Right. Is
Absolutely.
that the day I gave you that money for that ticket?
Right. Was that day that you won? Because I remember that. So, yeah, I agree. I think a lot of it comes from, you know, like you said, in-house. It's kind of in-house. This is interesting.
And it scars you for the latter years because you might say something, man, that sure look all right, you know what I'm saying? But you could have got a pick. Man, what you mean by that?
Right.
Then you're offended because you're going through so many of them
Right.
challenges
Yeah.
dealing with in-house and a person's actually genuine.
Actually
right.
genuine.
Like, what do you mean by that? You know?
Now you can square it up and then you get beat up on top of that.
Right.
for jumping out there.
Yeah, and
and get
I
swelled.
like how you said it scars you because, and I think part of that scarring comes from these are the people you want to be proud of you.
Absolutely.
And they show the exact opposite. You understand what I mean? So that makes it that much more hurtful. And as you keep going through it, you will reach a point where you say, look, I got to do something. I either got to fall back from being around certain people, or, I'm just got to tell them, if you can't support me, like, don't say nothing to me at all.
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
You want positive vibes. You want positive energy. You
Positive
want somebody sitting there in your ear all the time,
Positive vibes.
And that goes for friends as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because you count them as family a lot, too. So
True.
Absolutely. Sometimes when it comes from friends, it's more hurtful than family.
Oh, right.
Because
right,
family
right.
you kind of got used to over the years.
Right.
Like, oh, that's how my aunt is, my uncle, or whoever.
Right.
But then when you're friends, especially if it's somebody in the beginning, because like a lot of times in something in the beginning, like I always say to people, if you tell your friends, I'm going back to school to get my master's degree, they'll be excited for you.
Right.
Wait until you graduate.
Hello.
Yeah, they not coming to that.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's
I'll
almost
support you from a distance.
Right. It's
Right,
almost
right.
a mindset where they don't really think you're going to achieve it. So when you're just saying, I'm going to do this, they're like, that's what's up. You know what I mean? You should do that.
Oh, yeah.
But then when you like, yeah, I'm in my last semester, I'm graduating in May. Oh, yeah, I hear you. So you going to be able to give me a ride or what? It's not the
Right.
same energy no more.
Right.
But I want to play devil's advocate on this bit. A lot of times it's like self-loathing when you're like, even you have all the tools to do exactly what you did and get your master's, and then you turn around, you don't do it. You see a person that does do it, and you're like, I should have did this and I should have did. Instead of just be like, embrace the brother, embrace the sister. Like, look, congratulations, but that hurt that you couldn't do it, just makes you bitter.
So that goes back to
Don't be
bringing
bitter, be
you
better.
down,
Right.
to justify their mediocre.
Don't be bitter, be better.
In their mind, you're making them feel mediocre.
Yeah.
Oh, would you say don't be bitter, be better?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Me too. I like that.
Get a bell for that. Don't be bitter, be better. Right? Be better. Yeah, very interesting. All right, let's move on. Number 3, they have a limited mindset.
Ooh.
Oh.
Limited mindset. This is what you need to know about the haters. Haters deep inside feel that there is a limited amount of success available. By that logic, the more success you have makes them feel that you're taking away from their chances of having success or the chances of someone else who they feel is more worthy than you. They don't feel you're worthy of it. They have a limited mindset. How we feel about that? Is it truth in that?
It strikes a chord with me.
It strikes a chord. Oh, let's hear about this. We like the chord.
Right, like they're just, especially, as I'm out a lot networking and things of that nature, you really, really see it, when you put yourself out there more.
Right.
And, it just strikes a chord with me because it's like everybody can succeed if they do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Don't sit here and hate on me because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
True.
And, you upset because you're not succeeding. That's not a contention upon my success. That's
Absolutely
not because I'm
not.
getting successful.
True.
That's
Very
not
true.
me. That's you. And when you said it's limited, it's like, if you would just work on yourself and open up your mind, you know what I mean? That that's what people fail to understand. You have to work on your mind first with anything. So that's anything with any
definitely
successful
mental.
thing. Right. Whether you want to lose weight, work on your finances, any of that stuff. You have to work on your mind first. And it's what you're telling yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that just, especially.
It hits deep, huh?
Right. It does, because especially with our culture.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing too, because it's like,
It is.
I'm successful, but I don't really want to share it with you because I don't want
A
you.
lot of
I don't want you
hate
to pass
within the
me.
black community.
Yes, and that is where the hate comes in. You
It
know,
is.
so that's just why.
So
it
what do
strikes a
you
chord with
think
me.
that is from? What do you think some of this hating that happens within our community is coming from? What's your take on that?
It honestly, and have a little bit of experience in the behavioral field as well. I think that it's just generational.
It's definitely
You know what I mean?
generational.
It's generational, and
It's
it comes
definitely
from
generational.
personal experiences. If you grew up with someone, not giving you props in your success, and you grow up, you're not going to give somebody else their props and success.
True.
For what for? No one give me my props and success.
And you never witnessed it.
So
Right. Okay.
right.
I get what you're saying.
Right. So
You grow up and you're not seeing people within your community, people within your family. You're not seeing them celebrate someone
Right.
else's achievements.
right. You want to celebrate everybody else up on the TV,
Right.
but they're not the ones, giving you your props and clapping when you walk across that stage.
Absolutely.
Or clapping when you over here getting your certificate or your
Absolutely.
degrees and trying to help the community out.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna,
No,
that was great, Amber. That was great.
Listen,
Right,
we need the
Miss
fire.
Amber
We need
Morgan,
the fire.
y'all.
We need the fire.
Miss Amber Morgan.
We need the fire.
like I said, it struck a chord.
Right. And I get it. I think it strikes a chord in a lot of people
Definitely does.
that are trying to do things with their life. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because, there are certain things you can try to do that is outside of the box with
Mm-hmm.
the communities that we come from. Like even what you do with educating on financial literacy.
Right.
What we do with the Black by the Man radio
Mm-hmm.
show. It's kind of outside the box.
It is.
I think a lot of it stems from, like you were saying, we haven't been exposed to a support system. And we have been placed on individualism a very, very long time ago.
Yes.
So Black people are still competing with Black people.
Yes.
Definitely. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and we
Definitely.
should not be competing with each other because your competition does not look like you.
Right.
Right. So,
It doesn't.
I always say, Nike is never going to support Reebok. Reebok's
Absolutely
never
not.
going to support Nike.
It's a
Right.
business.
Because they understand they're competitors, right?
Right.
We still see each other as competitors. So that's why it makes it difficult for brothers to support other brothers because he's really competing against you. And he
Right,
shouldn't
right,
be.
right.
If you're
Yeah.
doing something, he should want to join you. And the same with sisters. Sisters are competing against
Right,
sisters
right,
right.
when you should be competing against the other ethnicities to raise our economic footprint
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
within society. We cannot raise our economic footprint within this society because we won't support each other.
Right.
But we're raising everyone else's.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this bone out here. I'm going to say it's the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, this has been going on since I say forever.
The beginning of time.
True. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to mess it up. But at the end of the day, we were taught to treat each other like trash. We were taught to demonize each other. We were taught to keep people down. We were taught to disrespect our Black women. We were taught this.
Sure.
So now, somewhere down the line, we have to correct the system they put us in. Because, like, say, for instance, like this Black by the Man show. It's a great show.
What show is this again? I'm
Black
sorry,
by
I
the
didn't hear
Man.
that. Okay.
Get out there, go
Plug.
online. Black by
Right,
the
right,
Man
right.
channel.
One more again, one more again.
It's the BBD
Yeah.
radio show, y'all.
But it's like when you see, and I'm gonna keep it a whole 100. I know this man a long time, and you see a brother striving with his wallet in his hand, his mind correct, taking a trip by himself, whether he fall, whether he break, or whatever. It's the process that he's willing to do.
Trust the
Everybody
process.
should try
Hello.
support, even if, and I'm gonna keep this on, even if you hate,
Sure.
at least hate right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Say it to his face, like, man, I don't
Yeah,
like
you
the
right.
show.
Right,
Right,
right.
right,
Give-
right.
give
Yes,
him
yes,
motivation.
yes, right.
Because that fuel could make him do better. Man, I hate that show. It's whack anyway.
Right.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Next thing, he right on that at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Man, this guy said it. And the energy, and people will understand why you made that show.
Right.
And they've been through the same exact thing you've been through. So they're going to push harder. But like
Right.
I said again before, if they taught us to hate each other. Every basketball player that plays figure that he want to get his mom out the hood.
Right.
So no matter what, he's gonna cutthroat. He's gonna hate. He's gonna do everything just instead of just playing basketball.
Instead of
Right.
just playing basketball.
Right. Don't hate the hater. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Hate the
Hate
game.
it.
There
Right,
it is.
yeah.
Don't hate the player,
Right,
hate the
right.
game.
Hate
And how
it.
about getting in the game? Get yourself in the game.
Get off the sidelines, right? Like,
Right.
just get off the sidelines if you want on the
Limited
sidelines.
mindset.
Hating, you know.
In
Right.
other words, the game chose me.
That's
Right.
right.
Hey.
See, I
Right.
cleaned that up.
Sit like-
Yeah.
We got you.
Put your bell on that. Put your bell on
Clean
that.
that one up.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So so they have a limited mindset.
Definitely.
They're not opening their mind up to appreciate watching someone else shoot for their dreams.
Right.
What was I just watching the other day? It was somebody famous, but they were just saying that nobody thought that they could do it. Oh, Allen Iverson. I was watching the Allen Iverson story on Netflix.
Bubba Chuck.
Right, Bubba Chuck. So there's a scene where Allen says, that people thought he was crazy. You know what I mean? Because he's like, man, he was like, they're telling me, nobody from Newport News goes to the NBA. And Allen like, what that got to do with me?
Yeah.
Why can't I be the first one?
Right,
You know what I mean? And which he ended up being.
Hey,
So it just goes to show it's pretty common spread throughout our communities. Like we're not into supporting each other. But that's why we have the Black by Demand brand
Absolutely.
and the Black by Demand radio show, which is all about group economics, teaching and educating that we should support each other.
Right.
We can uplift each other.
Definitely.
So we got to get people out of that limited mindset. All right, let's move on. Number 4, they are not happy. Duh. Happy people don't hate on other people's happiness. Why would they? Right? Hate comes from a dark place within oneself. You can almost feel sorry for them once you learn this. They are not happy, and for some reason, instead of doing something about them being unhappy, they would rather just hope that you lose your happiness so they can feel better about themselves.
Right. If you focus on someone else, you don't have to, worry about, your faults and, your flaws. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the crab syndrome. You guys heard about that?
Yes.
You get a bushel
Crab
of crabs.
pot
Right.
effect.
You get a bushel of crabs, right? You pick one out, and what happens?
The other crabs.
Right, holding on. So, it's the
right.
crab syndrome. You know what I mean?
But the one thing about the crab, he failed to realize because you pulled him out, he's going in the cooker.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? But,
Right.
But his mindset is like, if he goes, I want to go too, not knowing he's going to his death.
Yeah, he
Or
thinks it's
somebody's-
freedom.
Yeah.
He thinks it's freedom. He's like, he getting his freedom.
Right.
I'm coming.
Right.
Or ain't none of us going.
Whole time
Right.
he's trying to drop back down in the bucket. Not me,
I'm
boss.
trying to stay down there with y'all.
Right.
But it's like when you ever see a person's just angry every time he come around, it's like a cloud,
Right.
And you got the best news of the day. You know what I'm saying, you got a good job, or you got a promotion, or you and your fiance, or whoever. It's just a good day. The birds
Right.
is chirping, the sun's out, and he come around or she come around. It's just you feel it.
Feel that negative
Right.
energy.
But as a happy person, you're like, well, maybe I can fix it. And
Right.
the whole time you trying to talk to them, they just not getting. They not getting. Before you know, both y'all sitting over there, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
their energy is very contagious, and they really aren't happy. Like I think that one is very simplistic because if you look at what things we've all experienced with people, doing so-called hating or whatever,
Right.
how could these people be happy?
Right. Misery
You know what I
loves
mean?
company.
Misery loves company. It's like when you have situations with people and you can't get it solved because one person doesn't want to give in or they both don't want to give in. And at some point you have to realize, okay, this is an unhappy person because a happy person would want to get that over with. Let me apologize.
Right. Yeah, right. Let's
get
move
back
on.
on track. But you can't do that if you're unhappy because that leads to happiness and they don't want to lead to happiness.
Not
You
at
know what I mean?
all.
They want to stay in that unhappy zone. So yeah, I love that one. That's real simplistic. They're unhappy people. You know what I mean? You can't be a happy person and hate on others. I'm just myself personally, I'm just so thankful that I'm not that dude. You get what I mean? Because that takes a lot of energy to stay in that state.
It
of
does,
mind.
and it wears you down.
Yes.
It really does. Mentally,
It's gonna make
physically.
you uglier
right.
and uglier. You know
But in
what I
their
mean?
minds, they're fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Let's
their
talk
minds, they're
about
fine.
that. I want to say something to support that. In their minds, they're fine because they get so much goddamn support when they hating. They're surrounded by other haters. They get
You're right.
support. You
And they
will
pull
get
'em in.
more support hating on someone
Than
than you
supporting.
will supporting someone. They get support.
Well said.
Think about it. If haters were being surrounded by people who was like, listen, I don't want to hear this, man. Like you
Right.
talking negative. That would pull them out of that. It
Yeah.
would make them at least a little more reluctant to speak certain ways.
Recognize what they're doing.
Right. But
Right.
they don't. They get supported with it. You know what I mean? And that's a part of the problem. Where you can be around 10 people and start hating on a particular person that those 10 people know. And 7
Right.
out of the 10 people agree with you.
Right.
And don't even know the cause and effect. One person
know
says
nothing.
this, domino effect. Before you know it, you had a full-blown argument.
Right.
And once the person they're hating on explains the situation, they looking at, yo, like, why'd you say that?
Right.
Right.
Now they're trying to figure out, you felt, a lot of the times, it's just being seen. You hate on a
Attention,
person just
yeah.
being seen. And like a person's doing good and you're saying, well, I could have did it. If you could have, why not try now?
That was
Right.
number one.
Yeah,
If they could have done it, they would have done
What's
it.
holding
Right.
you up? Everybody has a chance in the sun. It may not be easy getting there. It may be rough, but everyone has a chance in the sun.
Yes.
Everyone.
Very true. Everybody has their opportunity to do whatever it is they want to do.
But rather sit on the couch and hate.
Hello.
Rather would sit and hate. That's why I loved how it said they're unhappy, and instead of working on their unhappiness, they would much rather hope that you lose your happiness, and that will in turn make them feel better about them being unhappy, because now in their mind you've been reduced back down to them. You know, like he's back with us now. He's no longer in Hollywood. He works with us. You
Right,
get what I'm saying?
right.
Oh, like Kevin Hart said with Michael Epps, he said, I understand in the day. He said, I thought we were cool. I thought we was okay. But why are you hating on me? For what apparent reason?
Right.
Like Kevin Hart did over 30, 40, 50 movies.
Yeah.
3-minute clips, maybe 5-minute
He's
clips.
definitely
I want
done
to
a
say, I don't
lot.
want to say that, maybe 25. Throw 3 or 4 minute clips. He got a couple clips here. He worked his butt off to get there. So give him his flowers now.
Right. Give props
You know,
where they
don't
do.
worry.
Yeah.
So because now you're going to hate on this black man who's incorporating black men.
Yeah.
Who's
got a team.
Yeah, who basically he didn't go outside and go to corporate America and say, well, look, I'm gonna get these white writers in, I'm gonna get these other people in,
Right.
these Indian writers. He said, I'm gonna go get the people that I know that's funny.
Right.
The same person that had a backyard like me with bottles out back and on the concrete and stuff like that. I'm gonna show my people that I'm gonna give back and bring them with me.
Right.
Then you
right.
got Mike Epps who's gonna get out there and shame him on national TV.
Is that what he did? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they had a big beef.
Oh,
They had a
man.
lot of
So
people.
why don't you enlighten us? Because I don't think we're
You wasn't
we're
familiar with
really-
that either.
What
Okay.
happened was
I wasn't familiar with it.
It's it in the comedy circuit right now with black men and black women, it is terrible. It is terrible. You have Cat Williams talking about Tiffany Haddish, how she
Yeah,
slept in
I
the
didn't
car
know about that.
and all that other stuff. Then you had what Cat Williams went for Kevin Hart. He went at Jamie Foxx. He went at Steve Harvey. Yes, some of the individual people, they've done some heinous acts, but they still black men and women.
Right.
In order to see a black man succeed, you don't put his shame out there in the
Right,
world.
right.
Right.
Because when you do that, you allow the corporate people
Right.
and the powers that be to put that into the media. So now you got this black man hating this black. Now we think this is comfortable to
Right.
do.
Right.
To throw shade on a person who's doing good for his people.
Yeah, that's no good.
Right.
So, Black by the Man, we're coming out with a book this year, right?
Right.
It's a book that I wrote. It's called the Black by the Man Code. So, it's 7 codes of conduct that I feel black people should consider adopting the way we deal with each other. Okay, so one of the codes is exactly what you said, which is to never publicly speak negative about another black person unless you're forced to do so. You know, like if they killed somebody in your family, I get it.
Right.
But
I would
we
hope
know
so.
most of the time
Right.
it has nothing to do with that.
It's voluntary.
It's voluntary. It's more about jealousy, so forth and so on.
And
you
that
know, so
came
that's
with-
actually one of the codes in the book.
Yeah, I want to say that was what we talked about, like 2 or 3 or whatever. You know, it's our, it's in our culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that ties into it.
It
sad.
does.
It's
It is.
sad.
It's very sad, and it happens way too often.
And
Right.
then we have Miss Gail. We can let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to
All
it.
right, now Yogi, I don't want to see you on Jada Pinkett shit apologizing. Hold it down, baby.
Listen.
Oh, I'm
man.
sorry, Derek.
Listen. Listen. I'm Yogi on this.
Okay,
one.
all right.
Listen.
That's why my
because
spirit felt
At
that.
the end of the day, she is just as wrong as Gail.
Yeah.
And I feel as though Snoop has lost 10 points with me
Yeah,
because as a grown man,
Right.
and whatever words you spit out, whether venom, disrespect, whatever, you got to own it.
right.
But when
Yeah.
you apologize for the vulgarness into it or how angry you was, but stand firm.
Right. Stand your
What
ground.
Gail
yeah.
did was disrespectful, and she claimed that man was a rapist.
Right.
In the process of his mourning and
Sure.
his death. How dare you do that?
Right.
But when Harvey Weinstein, that piece of trash,
Right.
Right.
got out there, Oprah
Right.
put her lips on his freaking face. The
Right.
same man,
Right.
the girl that played in 12 Years a Slave, I forgot her name off top, the African sister. I cannot pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. Yeah. Right. I know.
She played in 12 Years a Slave. She was the one
Okay.
that got beat the most. because the slave master wanted her. What happened was he invited her to his home, and he asked her to come upstairs or whatever have you. He said, "Can you put lotion on my body?" Which was a red flag, sister, but you still did it. You know what I'm saying? And then he turned around and exposed himself. So when he exposed himself first. And then she said, well, I'll rub your back, so she didn't have to do anything with his private area. Right. This is the same person. Well, you're a young actress. You have hopes and dreams of being an actress because this is something that you love. Then you have this slime bag who gets out and does it. And it's the same people, Gail and Oprah, Jada, get out there and accept this nonsense, but shame the black man at a time where his wife, his children, his family, and the world love this man, and you shamed him. And I'm trying to figure out why. Again, my bad. The why.
It's okay. It's natural. It's natural.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they say it's the same thing. You know, Michael Jackson, and you know what I mean. It's just like, come on. You know.
Well, I think what they're showing when they do this is who's really in charge of them. You get what I'm saying? See, they're all puppets, and Snoop knows that. They're all puppets. This is why they don't publicly do that shaming.
So is Snoop a puppet too?
Absolutely. Everybody in that industry is a puppet.
Okay,
so Snoop had his strings pulled when they made him go on Jada's show.
His mother.
And had to have Jada humiliate him and say to him, well, I feel like, and I'm paraphrasing, you know, when you called her that, you called me that. I'd have said, well, then something's wrong with you because I did not call you that, nor did I address that to be all black women. I addressed it about a specific person who did a specific thing. Right, specific situation. You're not going to bring me on here and then generalize this and get me crying because I feel like I insulted all black women. You know, it's just simply, you know, nonsense.
Well, I'd have told her, if you disrespect my friend and his death, you're absolutely one. Yeah. And tell Will step outside.
Right, yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah, they attack Snoop. And you know, and I do understand that Snoop said some things that upset some people, right? But he was upset at that time. You know what I mean? Like, what better time for you to lose your coof, your wit, than in the midst of death? Like we're all supposed to stay so composed when we know somebody just spoke about our dead friend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's going to be emotions
flying.
flying.
See, the thing is, within this society, and I know this is going to ruffle some feathers when I say this, but do the research. Black men are not allowed to be men. You're not allowed, as a black man in this society, you're not allowed to be a man. So every time a black man becomes a man, people step up to check him. They send the other puppets in to check him. You know, like when LeBron had the comments, was it last year, the year before, about the politics that was going on.
Play basketball.
And then the white woman on ESPN was like, your job is to dribble the ball.
Right.
Right. You get what I'm saying? So you're not allowed to be a black man. Snoop took a second, and he was a black man for a second. And he said what he felt, and he said what he meant at that moment. They attacked him.
Shout out to Boosie.
You can't be getting like that because they have that fear. If we don't shut him down, then the rest of these, you know, gorillas in the mist is going to start realizing that they silverbacks and they're not chimpanzees. You understand
what is his name? The white guy that played in the joint with Kevin Hart and all them, the Steve Harvey movie. What's his name off top?
I'm not sure I know who you're talking about. Is that the guy that's married? He's a comedian?
Yeah, married to the
He's
black
married to the black guy. Black chick.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. What is his name? Gary something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gary?
Yes.
He said something that was profound. He said, when Snoop said that, he said, did you see how black people came together? He reiterated 3 times.
Right.
He said, and that is powerful.
Yeah.
And he said, when Snoop said that about gay, he said, man, true. He said, did you see how that internet hit?
Right.
How Twitter and Instagram hit? He said, did you see the power of black people?
Right.
And he said it 3 times.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to shut it down.
Then, on top of that, a person who had the people in unison get on national TV and apologize.
Right, yeah.
We will never get anywhere where we have people in the forefront like that.
Yeah, they definitely attacked him, and I wish more brothers would have came to the bat for Snoop. You understand what I mean? When he had to do that, because that was all puppet.
Can somebody
master
listen
stuff.
to the people out there in the world? Somebody tag Snoop. Tell him give me a call.
Yeah, no doubt.
I got nothing to lose, brother.
You still a man, Snoop Dogg. You know?
I bought your first tape, man. Come on now.
We
You
still
owe me
got
that.
love for you, brother.
You say album, he
You
said
felt
tape.
what you felt.
Yeah.
That woman did some dirty stuff. You felt what you felt. It's all good. Okay, so let's move on, though. All right, so number five on the things you need to know about haters is they are scared of change.
Ooh.
They are scared of change. Change is inevitable. It happens all the time, whether you like it or not. Haters are scared of trying new things. They're so scared of failure that it bothers them that you are not as scared as they are. It's been a great show, everybody. How about that? They're scared of change.
Is it? I don't know. Is it more? Is it scared of change, or is it more or less scared of success? You know what I mean?
Well, that's a good question. But guess what? Success is change.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay. You're right. You're right.
Right? Success is the biggest change you can have.
You're right. Yep.
So they're scared of change, and they are upset that you're not.
Right.
So they see you reaching for the stars, and they think, what nerve she has.
Right.
She ain't gonna never make it, right? Because they can't believe that you got the cojones to even want to try something that's so outside the box.
Right.
You know, like when I was young, I was that kid. You remember when you was young, you was a kid, and you in like first grade or whatever, and the teacher's like, you know, when you grow up, you can be anything you want. I believed her. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I believed her, right?
Right.
And I think a lot of kids believe it. But then you talk to that same kid, right? So that was at what, 5 years old?
Right.
Talk to that kid at 17. She want to be when you grow up. I just want to graduate.
Right.
Something happens. Something gets lost. You get what I'm saying?
These things are bringing out different things in my mind. I'm trying to stay on topic.
Yeah, it's all right, brother. It's the BBD radio show.
Because you said something about far as like when your first grade teacher asked you, well, like, what do you want to be when you get older?
Right.
You know, okay, I can be whatever I want to be.
I believe
And
it.
then dealing with the Dwayne Wade situation, he said his child knew at 3 years old he wanted to be a female.
Yeah, and that's a bunch of BS right there.
Say church again. I said that to say this is that,
a bunch of BS.
when you want to become something, and like say for like the person dealing with a person with hate, right? I'm going to ask the question within that question, because a person, how do you, like, especially because like I said, a lot of stuff is in-house. If you don't know her, like I don't know her. Today's my first day meeting her. She's a wonderful lady. I'm glad she's part of the team. But I don't,
Yeah. Big up to Amber Morgan.
But I like, your first impression is your best impression. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
So
It's a lasting one.
after what she said, like she can leave here today, say, well, you know, go back to her husband or whatever in the family. Like, y'all don't like him right there. You know, I wouldn't really care. But I would, you know what I'm saying? But for a person that's in-house,
Right.
that you see every day, how do you beat that? Especially if it's like your mother, your father,
Right.
you know, your aunt or something like that. Because how do you, because you cannot cut off family. You can try. But someone down, a big mama going to say, look, go back and figure it out.
Yeah.
Your mom going to
Right.
bring you
Yeah.
back. Like, how do you,
Yeah, I think the way you cut family off is, like you said, you never cut them completely.
yeah.
Right.
You just cut your dealings with them, you know? So it's all good.
Your
I love you.
interactions, yeah.
Hello, how you doing? How's the kids? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm not telling you nothing about my life. I know you don't want to hear it. You ain't going to support me. You understand what I mean? And I'm not looking to hear nothing about your life. You know, let's just keep it 100 and enjoy being here and keep it moving. Like, that's the way you cut family off. You show them that what you've done to me has hurt me.
Right.
And I can no longer trust you with the things I'm doing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Still love you. You still my peoples. You know, if we just gonna talk some BS, then we can get together. But
Right.
I'm not telling you nothing going on with me, you know,
Yeah.
because they not supporting, you know, and it's sad. It's really, really sad.
Because it's like I said, it stings the most, because most of these questions that you're going to bring to us or we're going to talk about, most of my problems is dealing with family members.
Yeah.
Everybody else on the
I can
street,
dig
I'm
it.
like, you know, man,
can
I don't
dig it.
like you.
Right.
But we're going to have this conversation. You don't like me. First
Right.
of all, brother, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have this conversation about me never speaking to you again because I bumped into you.
Right.
Oh, you heard about me. You say, I don't like you. Oh,
Right.
you know what? God bless you. You know, keep it moving.
Right.
Keep it moving.
Scared of change. Scared of
But
change.
in-house
Like you
thing.
said, change can be success.
Yeah.
They're scared of that change. I think with that, I would add to it, they're also scared of the challenge. Like life is a challenge.
Right.
You know, anything you
right.
want to do. Have
Don't
you
rock the
encountered
boat, you know what I
challenges
mean?
with trying to educate the
Right.
black community on finances?
Definitely. It's definitely, it's eye-opening. And the stuff that I educate on is things that we should have learned in high school. And when I'm, trying to reach out, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm trying to, help our community.
Right.
And a lot of times I get the, no, I'm okay. But I know you're not okay. You telling me you're not okay. And then
Right.
when I try to help you, it's I'm good. But you're really not.
You're really not. You know
and,
what?
and a lot of times, I do kind of see like it's that's scared. Like, well, what if I can be successful?
Fear
Maybe
of
she's gonna
success
try to
is
take my
real.
monies.
Right.
I know what your money's is looking like.
Right. Says nothing to take. Right.
Right. Just keep it real. I'm just trying to help you out.
I always love the I'm gonna check it out. Oh, we good for that. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Right.
You already know what that means. They ain't checking out nothing. You know what I mean? They're not checking out nothing.
Right.
So they're scared of change. You know what I mean? Change is challenging, and I can see what they're saying here. Like they're almost mad because you're not scared of change.
Right.
What is it about you where you not fearing the failure or what other people going to think that I don't have, especially if we come from similar communities.
Right. And then you get all that hate. Oh, well, if you are successful, and then when you're successful, when you come from that, that place, normally you blow up and you're big.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, they're scared of you being successful, but I think what they're really scared of is you being majorly successful.
Sure.
Not just
sure.
marginally successful,
Right.
but
Right.
majorly successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm going to elaborate on that. That shows that they actually have more confidence in you than you do.
Ooh.
Because you may not even be feeling that you
Right.
can get to that level.
You're
But
right,
they
right,
looking
right,
at you
right.
like, man,
Right.
she going to end up rich.
Right. She gonna blow up big.
She gonna
Or if
blow
he
up
gonna blow up, he
big.
gonna blow up big. You know
Right.
what I mean?
So they got more faith than you do than you do.
Right.
Wow.
'Cause that's what they fearing, right?
Yeah,
That's what they
that's
fearing. So you
Yeah.
need to know that about your haters. They're scared of change.
Right.
All right, number 6. They are filled with envy, as if we didn't know that. Envy is a polite word. I would have said jealousy. But, all right, so it says the difference between a non-hater and a hater is what they feel when they see someone else's success. A non-hater will look at someone's achievements and be inspired by it, become motivated, and possibly more passionate about having their own success. On the other hand, when a hater sees someone doing well or having success, they don't feel inspired. They feel something different. They feel envious. The problem is only being a non-hater will improve your situation.
Oh, okay.
That's deep.
Right.
Only being a non-hater.
Well, and it's funny because I'm sitting here thinking, like, when you have haters, what does it does it fuel you or does it fury you? You know what I mean?
How do you approach it, right?
Right. And so, I kind of think of it like, do you see it as, them being envious of you, or do you see that as, and it makes you, you pissed, you know what I
Right,
mean? Does
yeah.
it fury you? Or is it like, nah, you know what? That's good. They're hating because I know I'm doing something right.
I think
You
I
know?
think it depends on who it comes from.
You're right.
I
Yeah,
think
right.
I think the more love you have for that person,
Okay.
the more it can infuriate you.
Right.
Because it's like, because you almost want to be like, look, man, you know
yes.
what we've been through
Right.
and how we've been living. I'm trying
Right.
to do something different. I expected you to be the one to understand that.
And most of the times, your family is not the ones that are supporting you. They're not your cheerleaders most of the time. You know what I mean? So, right. I just, right.
Unfortunately, there's
Right.
definitely some truth in that. And that's sad. But they're filled with envious. But like I said, I would say it's jealousy. Like this was being polite by calling it just envy.
Right,
But
right.
it's envy and jealousy. And within the black community, and I've said this before, it's dangerous. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when you're
It
dealing
is.
with jealousy with black people, you're talking about everything from just slandering you all the way up to murdering you.
Right,
You
right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Nipsey Hussle's not alive right now because
Right.
of jealousy.
Well, just there was a girl down in the city had her. It's not too
Oh,
far
yeah.
from
Yeah, I seen it.
from
I seen her
Johns
shot with all the
Hopkins.
balloons
yes,
right there on 40.
Yes, and you
Yep.
drive, and that's where I used to work, and I'm driving right by it. You know what I mean? And just because
They
she was
murked
doing
her
what
out.
she was she was doing what she was trying to, doing
Right.
the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She called the cops. Someone stole. She called the cop. Boom. And
Yes,
you know what I mean?
that's
And
what I'm
look where it
saying.
got her, unfortunately.
It is sad, which a proper store owner should do.
Right, that's what I said. She was doing what she was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So-
you can vandalize my store.
Right. And I'm
But
not supposed to call the police.
I don't want to be a rat.
Right.
But so that gives you an open door policy to rob and steal from me every day.
Right.
Right.
And a normal citizen that is calling the police to their aid, that's not a rat. That's not a snitch.
Right.
Like being a snitch or being a rat only applies to people that are in the game with these other people.
Right.
If you're a normal citizen and you call the police,
Right.
you're not a snitch.
Hello.
You're a citizen that needs assistance.
Right.
You get what I'm
this,
saying?
This ties into hating. I'm going to say this at my job before. A person was like, "Yeah, man, they a supervisor snitched on me. They hating." I
Time out.
could
Where's the red flag?
listen.
You got some problem. Where's the red flag?
Listen. So when I heard that, I had to sit back and like gather myself.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, yo, how is your supervisor going to the head boss snitching on you? It is his job to report.
Right. Like you think it has something to do with you not doing your job? I'm
And
just
then
guessing here.
on top of that, you over there talking to a chick on company time.
Oh, yeah, that's no
so
good.
he come tell you, look, man, get back to work, man. If I have to write you up or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, he just hating on me. So it tied into the hating, but it just was misinformed. It's
Right.
like,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to figure out. First of all, he should have fired you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what he
Yeah.
should have did.
Right.
And recollect yourself for saying he's hating because you're on company time. Bro.
You're on company time, brother. That's your supervisor being a supervisor.
Right.
And that's where the hating word can be twisted.
Yeah, it definitely has become twisted within our community because now you can't even dislike something.
Right.
Back in the day, you used to be able to say, no, I just really don't like that. He hating. Sometimes people not hating, they just don't like something.
Right.
Right.
They're entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
They just,
They
you know,
just
everybody
don't
doesn't have-
like it.
Right. Everybody doesn't have to conform to what it is that you,
Right.
you know, that you like or, you know, what you're doing.
So everything's not hating. Let's
Right.
give clarity on that. You know, what I mean? You can dislike something. You can say it's not for me. You know, I don't really care for that person. Why
Yeah,
not?
because
I
how
don't
we-
like their personality. Is
Right.
you know,
How
it's
we're
not
doing
hating.
this thing, we're saying hating, we're saying basically the 10 things about hate. You know, there's someone out there said, we're talking about tools for hating,
Right.
but it's hating because they're hating on us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
The double entendre.
Right. So by us giving tools to the people out there for people hate, man, they hate. That's
Hey,
what
we,
else-
we hating.
It's a double standard. You
We
know what I'm
hating on the
saying?
haters.
Right.
We hating on the haters, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're filled with envy, and I think that's true. I feel sorry for people who have this emotion because I am definitely the non-hater when I come across someone who's trying to achieve something or they have achieved it. It inspires me. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, if you pull up on me and I know you was my man or whatever, and you know you got the cocaine white 7 Series BMW, you know, with
Right.
the piping on the leather seats, and you like, man, Mike, you know what I'm saying? I got with this firm, you know what I mean? I'm selling mortgages, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm ecstatic for you. Like,
Right.
bruh, can I ride in your car?
Absolutely.
Can I sit in this car for a second? You know, let me just feel this, right? Because it inspires me to say, see, this is where I'm trying to get.
Right.
So, like, oh, man, praise God. I'm so thankful that that's
Right.
not in me. You know what I mean? Because that's got to be terrible for the people where it does the opposite for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where they, I'm good. I'll wait on my Uber.
Right,
Not me.
right.
I want to ride. I want to know how you got this car. I wanna know,
Right.
You know, what was the tricks you did with your money? You know what I mean? To
Right.
get me to this level. So I'm just real thankful that I'm not on that time. And I think, like me personally, I'm too selfish to be a hater. Like, I really could care less what somebody else is doing. You know what I mean? It's just not
Right.
my business. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not my business. If we can connect and do some networking, that's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
as far as sitting back and discussing you and he ain't doing or she ain't doing that, man, that's not on
I just don't got the
radar.
time.
No.
I don't have the energy.
Yeah, it's not even
It's-
in
I don't
me
have
to
the
even.
energy,
Yeah,
period,
like
you know,
it's
Like,
not
geez.
there. It's not
Like,
there.
what are you doing throughout your day? What are you doing with your life?
Right. Where you
Why do
getting
you have
down
that so
like
much
this?
time on your hands? Please, can I have the time and energy, please?
Yes,
Right.
take that time and energy and do something else, man. You know, like you may be a superstar yourself. You
Right.
just don't know it because you've
Put
been
the
too
energy
busy
somewhere
hating.
else.
Yeah,
Right.
put the energy somewhere else. All right, let's move on. Number 7, they justify your success by saying it was luck instead of acknowledging that it was hard work.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Okay.
They justify your success by saying it was luck instead of acknowledging that it was hard work. When they can't understand it, they'll say you got lucky. They will say anything to justify that you don't deserve it. This is one of the most common ways that people hate on other people. It's an easy way out for them to believe that you didn't work your ass off to get where you at. It's hard for them to accept and comprehend that they have the same 2 eyes, 2 legs, 2 arms, and 2 feet as you, and the same 24 hours in a day, but yet you achieved something that they could not. Some mad people today.
By luck at that.
Right.
You know?
It's like that's where all the excuses come in.
Yes.
Of why you lucky.
You lucky.
You know.
You lucky.
Why you lucky and they couldn't study.
Yeah.
They couldn't take the test.
Couldn't take the test,
You
wouldn't take the
know,
time out, wouldn't
right.
stay home on the weekends and study,
Right.
work on their craft or whatever
You
they
know,
do.
because they had to go out instead.
Right.
You know, they had to go and hang out with their friends. And I'm not hating like I'm not hating. Yes,
Right.
that's okay if that's what you want to do.
It is.
But do not say things, you know, because it's something that you wanted success, but you didn't put the hard work in for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You reap what you sow.
You reap what you
You
sow.
know?
I have personal experience with this when I opened my cleaning company in my, 31, somewhere in that range. But anyway, you know, I'm out cleaning these buildings, right?
Right.
All night, you know what I mean? Going out 6 in the evening, getting home 2, 3 in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody else that I kind of was around, they had regular jobs, regular 9 to 5
Right.
jobs, right? Well, then when the recession hit in 2008, people began losing their jobs, right? Now, these jobs that they had up to that point were good paying jobs. They were comfortable with what they were doing, taking care of their family, paying their bills. Recession hits, they going through something, right? Having conversations with me about what's going on. And I'm being told this, yeah, see, you lucky. You ain't got to deal with that because you do your own thing. I'm like, bruh, pause.
Right.
I'm not lucky. I made a choice
Right.
not to do what you do.
Right.
Now that your shit didn't work out, don't look at me
Right.
and say I'm lucky because I don't have to deal with that. You didn't think that I was lucky when I was cleaning toilets at 2 a.m.
Right,
And you
right.
already was home from your shift.
Right.
Your shift was over. You
Yeah.
was
Right.
asleep.
You in the bed sleep. Right. You in the bed sleep.
You didn't
Yep.
think I was so lucky then. You know what I mean? So I've experienced this firsthand. I would have to say, bruh, please don't call my stuff luck. You know what I
Right.
mean? I made a conscious choice to work this way. You made a conscious choice to work that way. Yours
Right.
didn't work out because you realized somebody else controlled everything. And they dealt you a hand.
Right. And you
Yeah,
folded.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know I'm not under that control, so they ain't looking at me like I'm lucky. No,
Right.
sir.
Boy, you made
I
it
tried to
out.
tell you, but hey.
you made out. See, you lucky
Right.
boy. No, I'm not. I made a choice.
Now,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not when I was in that toilet, man. I would never clean no toilet. That's crazy.
Right,
Right.
right.
Man, what I look like?
Right, and it's
I'm
not
trying to tell
lucky. Right, it's not lucky when I tried to let you know and tried to give you some forethought, some foresight.
Right.
Oh, okay, I was
Right.
lucky there, but now I'm lucky.
Now I'm
you know,
lucky.
2020 is hindsight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Forgot all about all that work I did.
Right.
I cleaned a lot of toilets.
Yeah, and they were like, man, I wish I would clean some toilets. Now,
Right.
hey, man, you know, if you got a job for me, let me know.
Right.
You know
How
what
about that?
And
Asking
then-
me for part-time work.
And then turn around, have the audacity to say, man, he wouldn't even hire me.
Right. Go talk bad about you.
Right.
Isn't that terrible?
Absolutely.
So yeah, they will try to justify and say it was luck.
Oh,
And
wow.
you know what people do. Here's the thing. I'm not going to say that luck doesn't get involved,
Right.
but this is what I'm going to say, and this is a very famous quote. I can't remember who started it, but it works like this: chance favors the prepared mind.
True.
Okay, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I
So
was
the
just
person
thinking.
who gets lucky, it's because they were prepared to receive that luckiness.
Get in position.
That's right. They
Just
was
get
in position.
That's
right.
it. You know what I mean? You out in the outfield, and the ball comes. If you was ready, you know what I mean.
Right.
And not sitting there picking flowers.
At least have a
you know?
glove on.
Yeah.
Right, you know,
man,
you put your hand up, you're more likely to catch that ball than
That's
if you're
right.
sitting there with the glove off picking the flowers.
That's right. And then
Get
you
in
go say he
position.
got lucky.
Get in position.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is with and I don't say I don't believe in luck per se, but the person who strives,
Right.
good, bad, or indifferent, his moment in the sun is going to happen. But
Yeah.
as looking at it like you're cleaning toilets,
Right.
they're looking at you're beneath them.
Sure.
Then when the opportunity comes into play where you rose above them because you sacrificed, that sitting out there 2-3 going in at 9 or 5 and not getting up to 2:30 in the morning, you come home dead tired,
Right.
beat up,
Right.
everything. They ain't there chilling. They ride by, hey man, what you about to do? You want to hang out for a little? I'm off work. Nah, bro, I got to go to work tonight.
I got to go to work tonight.
Right.
Man, that's
Got
crazy.
bills
We're
to
going to have
clean.
fun at the bar tonight.
Right.
Whole time. So then when it hit, now, well, they out there scraping pennies together. Man, what you doing? Go hang out today?
Right.
I ain't even got it.
Right.
Right.
I ain't even got it. Now, because
Well,
you
me
have to
carry that tab. I
because
can't
you have
help
to pay.
you, brother.
You have to pay your well-being
Yeah.
now. You made a conscious decision, and just like I say, the stars lined.
Yes.
And when they lined up, the one fell in your lap.
That's right. Because I'm with you. I don't necessarily believe in luck. You know what I mean? But that's
Right.
why I say the statement.
Right,
It's
right.
the chance favors the prepared. man.
Right,
You get what I
absolutely.
mean? So people who are prepared are able to take advantage when opportunity presents itself.
Right.
You get what I mean? And one of the easiest ways to be prepared, and this young lady can help you with this, is through your finances.
Yes, definitely. Yes. You know, people that you don't plan to fail, you fail to plan.
Oh.
You know, and
Right.
and that's what, you know, when I'm here educating, I'm like, I'm educating first.
Right.
You know, implementing second. Like I want us to succeed.
Right.
Things have to change. And where does it start? In our community first.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Oh.
Definitely.
Excuse me a second. I'm gonna grab this book real quick. That's the beauty of the show, right? Yeah, real quick. Because I want to plug this book, right? When you deal with people, do you find that sometimes they don't even know the basics of finance?
Hello.
All right. So that's what this book is for. I plugged this book before. This is Personal Finance for Dummies. Don't let the title scare you. This title just simply means that this book is written for us, regular people who can understand things in layman's terms. In the description of this video, I will put a link to this to Amazon. It is worth the $15 to spend. Learn the basics of finances and teach it to your children. And this way, when you talk to Miss Morgan here,
Right.
you will at least know what the hell she's talking about.
Right.
And she won't have to explain every single word that she's saying to you. That's a great book for people to get started with.
Right.
Personal Finance for Dummies.
Right. And I want to piggyback off of that, you know, because I really do break it down when I do, you know, do a one-on-one, when I sit down or do the parties or do the workshops, you know, in the events, you know, I break it down so everybody understands. But you have to, and I said it earlier too, you know, true wealth starts in the mind.
Right.
You know, and I'm reading this book, True Wealth Starts in the Mind by Lisa M. Jones. And I just want to, you know, if you have to have that, and just like, you know, what we're talking about now, haters,
Right.
you have to have your mind open,
Yes.
you know, and that's the thing. And like I said, and I don't have the book now, but Lisa M. Jones, you know, is the author. And like I said, True Wealth Starts in the Mind. It really opens your eyes. Like,
Yeah.
it's not talking about money and finances and stuff. It's talking about where they came from.
Yes.
You know, just like the haters, they had the haters, you know, and where, you know, your mind should be open to.
Yes.
To receive the information.
Yes.
Period. You know.
Absolutely. See, books like this, again, this is Personal Finance for Dummies. See, this will help people to learn basic understandings. Like,
Right.
we think that we know something about finances, but the reality is finances is not taught
Right.
throughout your public
It's
education.
not, and
right?
it should be, right.
So, you know, a book like that can make you understand the basics and the difference between checking accounts, you know what I mean, a money market account. You can learn what a mutual fund is, what a bond is, what a CD is,
Right.
you know, basic information. And then by the time you speak to someone like Amber,
Right.
you won't feel so lost in the conversation.
Right,
You know?
right.
Yeah.
So again, I will put the link to that in the description. Make sure you check that out. That link is a special link for the Black Bottom Man radio show. So Amazon will actually know that you click that link from watching this show. So that's great.
Awesome.
That's
Yes.
great. All right, so let's move on. We are up to number 8. So number 8 is they don't really know you. I know I've experienced this one. They have strong opinions about you and may know about you, but they don't know you. They don't know about your struggles, your trial and your tribulations. They don't know your story, and some have never even met you. Wow. What they have is their own self-constructed image of who you are and what you are like.
Right.
If given the opportunity to talk with you one-on-one and get to know you, most haters would end up being your friend because what they thought they hated would end up becoming an inspiration to them.
Right.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. How you gonna put your mouth on someone that you don't know?
Don't even know, right? You get some haters from people
Right.
you don't even know, right? But for the ones who do, like they said, know about you, they still don't know you.
Right.
They don't know Amber's story.
Right. You definitely don't, and
Go
it's
ahead.
just interesting. No, I'm just, it's just interesting that, the haters that they say that, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And the thing I say is, what happens when you assume, right? The spells.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you
You
assume.
make an ass out of all of us.
Hello.
We need a jackass on that one.
Right.
Little donkey.
Yeah, I always like to tell people that, and I think haters should keep this in mind, especially with social media, right? Because we see a lot of things on social media, right? And we all know that on social media, everybody's life is great, right? That's my Tony the Tiger, great. But the thing we don't know is that when you're looking at someone's life on social media, you are looking at their highlight reel and you're comparing it to your
right.
behind the scenes. That's what makes you feel bad.
That's well put.
Right?
Highlight
Thank you.
reel and behind the scenes.
Behind the
comparison.
scenes.
I like that.
Yes,
I like that.
you know you're behind the scenes, but you're looking at their highlight reel and you're thinking, damn, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? Because these
Right.
people living. But you don't know really BGE been calling them.
Hello. You don't know how much they have on their credit
I'm
cards
trying to tell you,
and
they
how many they
maxed
got cut
out.
off. I'm just hey.
Throwing it out there because it's the American way to be in debt. Like that's what the American dream is. People don't understand that, right? So what is the American dream? Well, it's
Right.
to have the home and have the job and have the car and have the children, the 2.5 children, and go to the private school and all that type of stuff,
Right.
which really equivocates to debt.
It does.
So the American dream is debt. And
That's why
I
they don't
always
teach you that
felt,
stuff in high school.
Right, that's why they don't teach it in high school. And the reason why they call it the American dream is because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Right.
Ooh,
I get a bell for that?
absolutely.
You got to be asleep to believe it. It's a dream of being in debt, but
be
looking
American nightmare.
right, a nightmare, right?
That
Nightmare on Broke Street. It's a dream about looking like you're achieving,
yeah,
and in all reality,
you're
Right.
suffering.
yeah,
And you hating.
you hating because you fell for the dream instead of getting educated by books like this or by Miss Amber Morgan here. You know what I mean? And you don't understand how money works. So without
Right.
taking everybody down the rabbit hole, I'm gonna tell you the essence of how money works. It is not about how much you make. That's what everybody focuses on. It's about making money, right? It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep.
Hello.
And most people don't keep nothing.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I bring home such and such, and this is how much you make. No, how
Right.
much do you bring home, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Look at that. Because you will fool yourself thinking that you make 6 figures a year.
Right.
And you barely pushing past 50,000 or something.
And you ain't even got nothing left at the end of the year from that. Right?
Just
But the whole society is designed to make you spend your money. Spend your money.
Listen. I'm a YouTuber, man. I'm on there all the time. I just heard a thing where 50 Cent said Floyd was broke.
Interesting.
He said that if I wanted to, I can break TMT up right now.
I did see a face on Facebook. I mean, a post on Facebook where he was saying he could buy the company or something.
I mean, look at TLC.
Right.
They
Yeah.
did that whole thing. I mean, everybody looking at them like, how did you go broke? How were you broke?
And they broke all kinds of records with their
Yes!
sales and all that.
And look, and T-Boss said, let me break it down. She's like, we
They
was
wasn't paying
broke.
us shit. We went up in there
Yes.
with baseball bats.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because Pebbles, but in reality, I agree with management because it's business.
It is
You came
business.
there and you signed your name on
You're
that,
right.
on that packet the size of that book.
Right, yeah.
And people don't look at it, people
signed
don't
on
read.
the back page, and when you didn't say the videos was costing $1.5 million,
Right.
this your wardrobe was costing $1,000. So once you got
Them
finished
pyrographics you had going off on the stage.
making waterfall,
Pay for
it
that.
was broke.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So how much you bringing home?
Right.
Yeah, so I definitely get it. But on that one question you said about far as like the people you don't know, I particularly don't have a problem with that. My only beef is, and I try to quit saying this, is why.
Right. Yeah.
That's my only beef. Like I don't, brother, I don't know you.
Right.
Right.
Well,
So
we
why?
gave you a couple reasons. They
Right.
unhappy.
Right,
They have a
yep.
limited mindset, right? They want
Yeah.
to justify their mediocre life by hoping yours goes down. So there's a few of the whys.
Yeah,
Right.
but my thing is like with the whys, like I understand, but it's
Right.
like
It's not wise. Just stop.
I think the most powerful
Just don't
thing
do
that I
it.
heard on here when it comes to trying to explain why they act in the way they act is when it said, they're unhappy, right?
Yeah.
And instead of working on their unhappiness, they just choose to hope you lose yours.
But-
And that's what's going to help them to feel a little bit better.
Right.
That's misplaced energy.
Right.
There we go. I get
Instead
it.
of
now.
focusing on yourself, like
Right.
when I used to work, with kids, 2, 3. Let's focus on ourselves, friends.
right.
You know what I mean? And
Let's
sometimes
put our thinking caps on.
Right. Just focus on yourself. Let's focus on ourselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want to tell adults. A lot of times when let's focus on yourself. Did you see what you did lately?
Right.
Okay, let's focus on ourselves, sweetheart.
And see, they have problems doing that because of the company they keep.
Yeah.
The company you
Right.
keep
Birds of a feather flock together.
keeps you occupied. It's the 6-man theory. You wasn't here, but on our show, we've discussed the 6-man theory. So I'll reiterate.
Our
The
broker said the same
6-man
thing.
theory is if you hang with 5 millionaires, you will be the 6th. You hang with 5 people on drugs, you will be the 6th. If you hang with 5 people who slander and talk bad about people, you will be the 6th.
Yep.
So you have to take into account who you put yourself around.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? People who are positive and doing positive
Right.
things will motivate you to find out what you're really about. You hanging around people that do the same old, and they want to slander and talk bad about people, you're going to be doing the same thing because that's
Right.
the only reason you're around them.
You're going to get accused of it anyway, so you might as well join in.
Absolutely. Guilty by association.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Guilty by association.
It's like, no, I'm the one person who didn't, or I'm the one person who doesn't.
Right.
No, check your surroundings.
Right.
Because in some shape, form, or fashion, you have, you manifested, you've okayed it, you're comfortable with it.
Co-signed.
Exactly. So,
Lot of
I mean, you
co-signers
can't say
out
you're the
here.
one person who hasn't,
Right.
Don't fool yourself.
A
Don't
3-hour
fool yourself.
conversation, you in the corner talking about you was quiet.
Right.
Right.
I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't open my mouth not one time.
you
I was
didn't-
asleep.
What Jay-Z say?
Okay.
I want to know why they so comfortable talking about me
When
with you there.
Exactly.
You on their team.
Yeah, so it's like you been there for 3 hours. You didn't say anything, so why did you even entertain? You should have left.
Right.
Stay in
They
your
didn't talk
grounds.
about me like a dog. And You
Right.
sit over there
Stand
talking
your
about,
ground.
man, I didn't say anything though. You
Right.
didn't defend me neither.
Exactly. There you go.
You let them rock out with it
Yeah,
because
the good
they
time.
secretly
Yep.
agree. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
co-sign. All right, let's move on to number 9. Number 9, they secretly want to be you.
Oh.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Well, that's cut and dry.
That's
ain't
cut
it?
and dry, right? Most of your haters would love to be in your shoes. The fact that they are not is one of the many reasons they don't support you. They hate us because they ain't us. That was from a movie. What movie was that? Oh, I can't remember, but it's the one. It's the one
remember.
actor. I forgot his name because he hangs around Seth, and he's part of that crew. You know, Seth with the beard. Seth
Oh yeah.
Rogan, something like that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
hangs with them. But yeah, he said
I know
that
it's
quote in the
said
movie.
before, yeah.
Yeah. They hate
Hate
us
us
because they ain't us. Yeah, so they secretly want to be you. I believe that. I believe that. They want to be you. You know? Y'all want to be us?
It's interesting because I have never wanted to be somebody.
Nah,
you know what I
me
mean?
either.
I just never
That's why I
wanted
said
to
I
be
think
somebody.
I'm too selfish for hating.
Right, like
I just look at it like if it's inspiring, it's
Right.
something
Well,
different.
right,
But when
right.
you like, yo, why he got and I don't?
right.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes toxic.
You want you want
Ugly.
like, yo, he's doing this on the radio show. Dad, brother Mike doing this, or Amber's doing this.
Right.
Instead of saying, well, look, we took a leap out on faith.
Right.
Like I tell everybody, I've been doing this show for 2 years. I literally ran from him. Literally, he kept calling me and calling me. I kept ignoring him.
You can do this.
I lived in
You
the
can do
area where he used to
it.
come out to, and I would see his car pull up. I wouldn't even come to the front door.
Brother,
Literally.
go in the house.
Yeah, literally, we were right in the house, and I had to
Like,
bring. I
oh,
had
shit,
to
here
tell
come
him
Brother
one day,
Mike.
like, man, I actually ran from you because I was afraid of success.
Sure.
I thought I couldn't do it.
Right.
I thought I wasn't
afraid of
capable.
change, afraid
Yep,
of success.
afraid of that change, yeah.
Because I seen him, like I really know him. I didn't meet him on this show. I knew. I
Go
knew
way back like
I don't
four
wanna say- I
flats
don't
on
wanna say
Cadillac.
years. You know what I mean? We gonna leave that alone.
He will start calculating.
We still young.
We
but
still young.
End of the day is I just knew because I know him
Right.
that if I wasn't up to par, it would hurt me more than him.
Right.
Because I'm like, he's giving me an opportunity to be
Yeah.
successful. And if I flake,
Right.
or if I can't
True
step
that.
up to the par, you know what I'm saying? That was bothering me the most. But I took a jump, and I said,
Took
if I
that leap
fall,
of faith.
I'll fall.
Yep.
But see, the different people don't see what you go through to try to get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they said, well, oh, he did it, man. I can get on there talking on the radio. He's just rambling.
Right. That's what they think.
Yeah, but understand when you have an intellectual conversation, you got to keep up with y'all
Right.
business owners and like that book over there. I'm one of them dummies.
Right.
Let's keep it a whole
Hey,
book. Keep it a whole
get
book.
that book, brother.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Get that
So.
book.
We'll go ahead and talk at another time.
Right. But at the end of the day, I'm not afraid to read that book.
Right. Right.
I'm not going to say because this person got that book and he read it that he shouldn't have read. I should have read it. No, I should have read it with him.
Right.
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 Get some
Right.
footnotes
No
from
doubt.
him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Learn how he did it
Yeah.
and how he set up and burned the midnight oil reading that book while I'm hanging out in the clubs, drinking, thugging,
Sure.
all that stuff. It takes time and precision to get where you need to be. But we don't want to take that time. We have to knock someone else off their throne to steal it from them.
Right.
Right.
This is the book he's referring to, y'all.
That's his
Personal
birthday gift.
Finance for Dummies.
And don't be afraid to say that you're one of them dumb because it's not a slandering.
Yeah. It's just a
Thing.
catchy name for the series of
Right.
books to emphasize that these books are written in layman's terms.
Right.
You know, this is not a
Yeah.
financial book that you need to have a degree to understand. You know,
Yeah.
so it's very clever. They're not the only ones who've done that. You got the Dummies
Yeah.
series, and then what's the other one?
I mean, honestly, you know, people who are
I think
educated,
it's
where do you
for
think they started
stupid people
from?
or
You
something
know?
like that.
No,
you know?
you got to.
It's like mutual funds for stupid people, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's another series like that,
Oh.
poking fun of that. We 99% of the population don't know about this
Oh.
stuff.
Oh, just finance. They knew you got. You learn.
No,
different-
personal finance. I mean, the Dummies series got everything.
Yeah, like
Right.
from different languages, you can learn this about
Dummies for
yeah,
languages,
right. Yeah,
dummies
right,
for
yeah.
personal finance, dummies for how to write a business plan, dummies for everything.
Just in layman's terms.
Yeah,
That's what
yep. Everything's just in layman's terms. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good book to get. Again, it'll be in the description. Make sure you click the link, and you'll be showing Amazon that you support the Black Body Man Radio Show.
And that's
Right.
dope.
Yeah, right. That's what's
Appreciate
up.
the love.
Big up to Amazon. We appreciate you allowing us to be an Amazon affiliate. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what's up. Go Amazon. All right, let's move on. Number 10. They never invest time in improving themselves. They never take the time out to learn the rules to the game, and they have the nerve to not like it when you win it.
Right.
Didn't want to play the game.
Right.
Didn't want to learn the rules.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
There you go. You
know?
mad because somebody else winning.
Right.
Especially when you're on the couch.
Yes.
Right. You want
On
to
the
look at the
couch.
outcome, but not the income. You know what I mean?
You want to be motivated? Make sure you subscribe to the Black Body Man channel on YouTube. Click the notification bell. That way you get notified every time we upload a new video. The whole channel was about education, inspiration, and motivation through universal and practical knowledge. It's the Black Body Man channel. Absolutely. So that's it. That's all 10, right? But I got a bonus one.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. You get 2. All right, so here's the bonus one. Number 11. They gossip about you with their friends. It's always the haters that bring up your name or what you are doing in a conversation. That's why you should thank your haters. They're working very hard on your behalf to spread awareness about you. One of the most efficient ways to grow and garnish, to grow is to garnish some haters.
I love it. Free advertisement. Okay.
Thank you, haters. Thank you. Keep us relevant. Don't let them forget about us.
Yeah,
Let them see that somebody's mad that we doing something.
Right, because actually free advertising because being on this show and even I want to throw this out there as far as like dealing with the apparel. I tried to sell. I remember when I first started and I told a couple of people about the hoodies, and I said, "We're going to get a Black Body Man hoodie. I'm gonna wear that for." You know what I mean? Material probably ain't no good. Shoot, literally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
yes.
Ain't that terrible?
Now you want to talk about material.
Right.
Okay.
Listen. Welcome to the team.
Yeah. Welcome to the team.
So and I heard
radio
them
show.
say that and his hoodie was $60.
$59.99.
There you go. And they would rather go buy a polo
Right.
for $90
Who they didn't question the material on.
from
Right.
Taiwan. I'm gonna throw that one out there. Or
Okay.
Korea. And the thing about it, it was like I was trying to place it in the hate category,
Right.
Because of who was contributing the apparel,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I had to understand how we're systematically brainwashed because we will not support the brother and
Right.
hate the brother in the same breath. But the man who will string us up in the noose, you will love him and support him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mic drop.
Yes.
So I just want. That's what I'm saying. That's what sometimes when I use the word hate, it has. If you actually look at hate in the dictionary,
It's a
so
powerful word.
vast. It was
Yes.
a book that a friend. He used to be my friend. But he said something out of context, so I separate myself from him.
Hey.
But it was a dictionary that he had that was awesome. It was like this big, but the hate started up here, and they had to break it all the way down to dislike.
Right. Right.
Because the word hate is so strong,
Yes,
and
it
people
is.
don't understand. When you
Yes.
tell a person you hate them, you despise them. You can't stand
See,
the
this-
ground they walk on.
I don't-
So when you,
Right.
so when y'all out there hating, you got to understand what comes with that.
Yeah, that's the message they're sending.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
That's
how
the
message.
sinister
Yes.
can you be when you
Yep.
say I hate Brother Mike,
Right.
and when that
That's
word comes out
terrible.
your mouth, when you say you hate a
'Cause
person,
I love Brother Mike.
because like you say, if you listen, if you being like, listen, you might like what's on the show. I dislike that show.
Right.
It's something minor. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
You said your opinion. You're entitled to that. When you say I hate, you got some
don't-
venom behind
yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
don't. I don't.
Yes,
yep.
sir.
that. So the
That's
word, be mindful when
Yeah.
you say you hate a thing.
Right.
If you hate it, be willing to take what comes with that hate.
Right.
Just say
And
you
you know,
dislike it.
the beauty is for the person that's being hated on, right? The beauty is that they'll never know it, but the hatred that the other people have is exactly what's going to hold them back in life.
It does.
Yeah, I'm
It
telling
sits
me.
there and it rots and it manifests.
Yes.
You know what I
It's
mean?
going to hold you back. So,
Right.
you know, you don't win. You don't
Yeah.
win under any circumstances.
But see, I can gather from her. She's very strong. She's very witty, and she can hold her own. As I
She's
know you
Amber
can hold your
Morgan.
own. But everybody is not as strong mentally.
Yes.
Everybody can be strong
yes.
physically.
Yeah.
But everybody's
Yes.
not strong mentally. When
Yes.
a person says they hate you, and it
Right.
depends on where it comes.
Yes.
Listen, if my son would say, "Daddy, I hate you," it would break me
Right.
down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your mother said, "Well,
Right.
I hate you. You make me so sick."
Right.
And at a particular time, we're not built for that.
Yeah, yeah.
To take that mentally.
Right,
Definitely not a
right,
word
right.
you should fly around.
Right,
But you
and-
know, most
right.
haters, they
That's a
don't
no-no word.
They don't feel that they carrying it that way. You know,
Right.
they act like they don't even know they hating like that. But anybody that would speak like that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they got some issues, man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, or it could be like, from. It's not saying hereditary. It's like basically passed down through the family.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I say. A lot of stuff is in house. It's like you can't break the cycle
You're
because
right.
your dad his father hated him.
Right.
He hates you.
Right.
You hate your son.
Right.
It goes down.
Yeah, that's all they've been exposed to.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yep.
and you'll see him like, yo, dag man, how you doing today?
What's good,
Right.
man?
No,
Why
yo,
you,
what's
why you
up with
treat me
you?
that way?
Man, I was at work today, man. I got me a promotion. Psh, man, I've been at my job about 2-3 years. They ain't did nothing for me. How you get that?
Right.
Right.
And you looking at him like, man, well, look, I came to get you, take you. I got a few coins. Let's go have a drink. Nah, man, I'm cool. I'm going to stay in the crib.
It makes you reluctant to share good news.
Right,
with
yeah,
people.
right. Oh man, that
You
just it's and it just it takes a look at your heart, like when you on the inside, like
Right.
why do you have so much ugliness in your heart?
Yeah. What's
you
going
know what I
on?
mean? Like, come on,
You
like
need therapy?
yeah, right?
You
like,
okay?
hey, you need a hug or
But
something?
listen, but listen, and I'll be brutally honest. Like a friend of mine, I'm not going to say a friend of mine, or I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, when they say,
Associate.
you say you need therapy, and I'll be honest. When I say this, y'all going to agree. It's that white people stuff.
Yeah, that's how we see it.
I said, like I said, I look seriously,
Yeah.
and like I said, I have had experience, behavior,
Right.
using like my background, type thing. That's what it
Yeah.
was, and that's exactly what it is. I
Yeah.
don't see a therapist.
Right.
I don't need help.
Yeah, they don't
I
think
don't see a
that's something
psychiatrist,
for us.
psychologist.
Right,
No, not me.
right.
But you are hurting.
You hurting. It's not going to
You
hurt
are
to talk
hurting.
to somebody. Yeah.
Yes.
You know that
need
mental
outside
illness we don't
perspective,
handle
sweetie.
well.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we handle it with liquor,
Yeah.
chronic, drugs, even when it comes to physical.
Yeah.
Use physical to get that aggression out.
Yes.
So next, you're real aggressive in that physical atmosphere. But at the end of the day, it's like, even myself, I've had certain situations that when I was younger, you know, dealing with, like, I'm using my father for example. He died when I was 7 years old.
Sorry to hear
And the
that,
rest
brother.
of the rest of the male figures was busters. I'm
Right.
keep it a whole 100. To where Yo was like, he was a real sucker, and I can talk about it because I forgave him.
Right.
But I was at a
Right.
particular time, man. I went outside and squared up when I was gonna knock his teeth out.
Right.
Right.
And I told my
And
mom.
that's not the first time I heard that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And I told my
definitely
mom,
hurting you.
and I said, listen, I'm only telling you because if you come outside, you're a potential threat.
Right.
Because this is the guy you brought inside of our home. You're a potential threat. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt not to come out front. Because if you do, you're a potential threat and you're no longer my mom's. So this is your warning. And I'm not saying to disrespect my mom, just keep it a whole 100 because I was able to forgive after that. So I didn't need to like the therapy where I had to go sit in front of somebody. I pretty much did
to
it
bring
myself.
you to that point.
Yeah, but
Right.
I had to do something drastic to let that go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I kept hearing in her mind, anyway, it's the white people stuff.
Right.
Yeah, we'll throw that out there real quick.
Right. And it's to kind of piggyback off of that. When I took and like I said, it's part of my background. When I took a men's psychology course in college, he said men have a toolbox, okay, and they have a hammer, right? But when you have a toolbox, you need more than one tool in there, right? And men with communication are trying to fix everything with that hammer.
Hammer time.
You know what I mean? And you're whacking away. And,
Right.
and you need more tools to put in that toolbox. And that's what he does. You know what I mean? But that's not what is explained. And that's not, what's communicated
not
when you
at
do
all.
that. It's not just you go there, sit there and have to sit on the right couch and lay back and talk about my feelings.
Right.
That's not what it is.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
definitely were not given those tools.
So, yeah,
and it's
right.
still happening today. That's why you got a lot of young men that kill each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't have the tools to deal with what they want to express.
Exactly.
They break out that hammer.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, seriously. That's why I said
hammer.
it's a hammer. You're always right.
Literally.
So, boss, I caught her afterwards. He drove by a little bit. Had to back up for that.
Right. You feel me? Literally the hammer.
Right.
The short bus at that.
Right. All right, well, let's wrap it up. So, again, if you missed the top of the show, today's show was 10 things you need to know about haters. I'm going to recap them real quick for you. Number 1, if they could do what you do, they would have already done it. Number 2, they want to bring you down to justify their mediocre life. Number 3, they have a limited mindset. Number 4, they are not happy. Number 5, they are scared of change. Number 6, they are filled with envy. Number 7, they justify your success by saying it was luck instead of acknowledging the hard work that you put in. Number 8, they don't really know you. Number 9, they secretly want to be you. Number 10, they never invest in improving themselves. And the bonus one is number 11, which is they gossip about you with their friends. That's it. It's the Black Body Man Radio Show, y'all. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking this out. Please leave your comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Body Man channel on YouTube. Click the notification bell. That way you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And remember to check out the latest apparel at blackbydemand.com. And if you would like to donate and become a part of our crowdfunding, you can do that at patreon.com/brothermikebbd. So on behalf of the Black by Demand radio team, our newest team member, Miss Amber Morgan, we thank you for joining us today. Don't you guys think she did a good job? She did a good job. And of course, my main man, Derek Woodson. I'm your boy, Brother Mike. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.
Peace.
And we out.